What is ECU programming, ECU remapping, and ECU cloning? In the previous sessions, you became thoroughly acquainted with injection systems, ECUs and their variants, and learned how they work. If you want to have a brief overview, we must say that in modern vehicles, the crucial parts are all controlled by the Electronic Control Unit, also called ECU, a name that explains its duty. For example, the engine controlling brain is the ECM or Engine Control Module, and EMS or Engine Management System. The unit that controls new gearbox systems is TCU or Transmission Control Unit. If both modules are combined in a single unit, it is called the PCM or Powertrain Control Module. Other modules include Airbag Control Unit or ACU, Electronic Brake Control Module or EBCM, etc. It should be noted that in modern and high-tech vehicles, 20 or more electronic modules are responsible for controlling different system parts. All the mentioned control units have a programmed internal memory responsible for controlling various parameters in the control unit. So far, we have reviewed the work of the previous sessions, and from here, we enter the discussion of the programming tools. ECU reprogramming is the reprogramming of the ECU flash memory, which is done for specific reasons. In many modern vehicles, PCM reprogramming is done using the diagnostic OBD2 port. Most of the vehicles follow the J2534 standards, which allow the user to access the ECU of many vehicles for analysis and programming reasons. This is why you can access the TCM or the ECM using aftermarket scanner tools to connect to a broad range of vehicle models. ECU reflash is mainly done for three reasons: updating, repairing, tuning. The reasons to update the software. 1. The calibration built by the company may contain bugs or may not cope with the weather conditions the vehicle is driven in, and fuel quality such as knocking due to the incompatibility of the car with the fuel octane number. 2. High temperatures in engine cooling system in hot regions and engine overheating. 3. Highly sensitive sensors and actuators in calibration leading to high repetition of diagnostic trouble codes and engine check light. 4. Cold start fix in cold weather conditions. 5. Incompatibility of the calibration with driving culture in a country or region, such as poor throttle response, which can be problematic for drivers. 6. Incompatibility with emission standards and the need to recalibrate the system to meet specific standard levels. The main focus of companies is on emission standards rather than drivability. 7. In a specific automatic gearboxes, the update is done to shift gears more smoothly, while in others, the gearbox operation may become economic or sport, meaning it becomes smarter. Programming due to repairs. When your vehicle runs inefficiently, won't start, or the engine check light, airbag light, or ABC light is on for any reason, connect the diagnostic tools to the car and scan for the trouble codes or DTCs. If you find any, your BCM, PCM, or ECU could be damaged due to the following reasons. 1. Noisy and high-consumption electronic aftermarket devices. 2. Human errors occurring during repairs that cause a short-circuit connection of the ECU with the car's body. 3. Improper and inaccurate washing of engine bay, soaking the ECU, which could cause short circuits. 4. Low-quality parts used in the manufacturing of the ECU. 5. Flaws in placing and the location of the ECU and the car's control unit. 6. Damage related to impulses and accidents. For example, code P060C is a generic powertrain diagnostic trouble code, or DTC, that strictly focuses on many OBD2 vehicles. The source of such a problem is a damaged controller or a programming unit, or it could be due to deficient control module ground. In this case, you need to replace the broken ECU with a new one. ECU cloning should be done for this problem. What is ECU cloning? When an ECU change is needed, the new ECU can be brand new with no pre-written program or may be previously used in another vehicle. Therefore, after installation on your vehicle, it would not start. In conclusion, you need to use your old ECU file to transfer the VIN, immobilizer, software, and coding that includes injector coding if applicable to the new ECU. This process is called ECU cloning. By implementing this method, you will not need to program a key or do coding. Also, there will not be a need to separate a part IC from the old ECU to be soldered to the new ECU. In fact, after ECU cloning, you install it on the vehicle and start the car using the previous keys. Programming for tuning or ECU remapping. This is what we are after. It means reading the file inside the EMS or TCU using special tools or programmers, then remapping and writing it onto the ECU. Programming is mainly used for ECU remapping. Remapping is modifying ECU's original file. To perform the remap process, you must read the ECU file using a programmer device with different types. In fact, the programmer is a device placed independently or as an intermediary between the PC and the vehicle by which we do the reading and writing of files. Sometimes you have to disconnect the ECU from the vehicle and program it through the pinout to do the remap. Also, sometimes the ECU case should be opened and programmed directly to the flash IC. Each method has a specific name, which we will become more familiar with in the future. In summary, you need 3 primary things to do the remap. 1. A programmer for reading the ECU file and writing onto it. 2. ECU editing software. 3. ECU remapping knowledge to apply changes, which we will fully explain in the future sessions. What can be done with remapping? By doing a remap, you can edit and customize the tables and parameters based on your needs. Remap can be done to increase the car's power, torque, and overall performance. In some cases, the owners may be looking for better fuel consumption. This goal can be achieved by changing the air-to-fuel ratio, or AFR. It can be either set for the best fuel consumption mode or to get high power from the engine. The ECU must be remapped if an engine is upgraded using aftermarket parts for torque and power increase. The reason for this is that the original manufacturer has calibrated the ECU program to operate on a standard engine. When the volumetric efficiency of the engine is increased by adding air filters, headers, camshaft, etc., the airflow entering the engine rises consequently. The increased airflow is not defined for the ECU, so the engine will not work as intended, displaying low performance. The changes can be applied to the ECU by adjusting the tables for fuel, spark, torque, etc., taking the engine to high performance levels. We can also reduce the turbo lag or increase boost pressure in turbocharged vehicles by changing the ECU tables. Vehicles that have electronic throttle bodies may delay acceleration during driving, which may bring limitations to emission standards. An improved throttle response can be achieved by remapping the EMS and the tables. One of the main reasons for remapping petrol engines is to achieve optimum spark advance to extract maximum power and torque and reduce effects of knocking in the engine. In diesel ECU tuning, by adjusting the tables, we can change the injection quantity, injection duration, turbocharger, driver wish maps, torque limit, etc., based on customer needs to achieve improved fuel economy or to reach maximum horsepower and torque. Sometimes the removal of parts, such as diesel particulate filter or DPF, is done to increase performance or due to failures and blockages of the filter, which is a relatively expensive part. The removal of EGR from the cycle to boost performance and improve fuel economy is common among diesel cars. After removing such parts, the ECU file must be adjusted in the corresponding tables in the ECU software. Keep in mind that sometimes ECU remapping may be done to remove the diagnostic trouble codes or DTCs. In conclusion, ECU remapping can have multiple purposes and it's not always to reach higher performance levels. Note: it is worth letting you know about a topic which will not be used in this course, but it is recommended to understand it properly, so we have dedicated a session to it. There are other types of ECUs known as standalone ECUs or adjustable ECUs. These aftermarket ECUs exist in various brands such as Haltech, AEM, Motec, etc., which are designed specifically to tune various engines and are capable ECUs. The installation, wiring, and initialization of these ECUs can be costly. They are only used by professional engine tuners, intending to fully upgrade an engine and extract high power in motorsports events using a fully customized and tuned engine setup. Some high-performance options, such as real-time adjustments, flex fuel, multiple maps, traction control, and anti-lag systems, are used, which are not applicable for stock ECUs provided by manufacturers. It does not matter in which vehicle the control unit is installed. We will teach you the correct way to do the ECU reflash ECU reprogramming on cars, vans, trucks, and even boats.